Fantastic.
Well, good afternoon to everyone. We're going to begin our meeting. Some are on Zoom, and for the commissioners, we are live. So with that, and also our mayor is absent today. He had a personal engagement. So with that, let us begin by standing and set a pledge to the allegiance.
Allegiance to the
flag
of
of the United States of America
and to
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On our agenda, the first thing we must do, and that is to approve the minutes of April 21st, 2021.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next on our agenda is the financial report and the authorization to pay our bills. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second for the approval. All in favor, let us say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. This time, according to our agenda, we will follow it through. We have a neighborhood youth panel update. Dawn Rodenbar is the program administrator. Are you online?
Hi, how are you? It's good to be here today. Haven't seen you all in a while. I just wanted to kind of update you on the neighborhood youth panel. And for those of you who may not be familiar, I'll just give you a brief overview. The neighborhood youth panel is a juvenile diversion program. So that means that youth that elect to come through this program, instead of going through juvenile services and working with the panel, avoid having a juvenile record. So we work with first-time offenders. We've been in Cecil County since 2000, and we've been in Elkton since 2008. So I've had the privilege of working with the program since it started in Cecil County. And we have served a number of youth in Elkton. I did send out an update memo, and I hope that you all received that, but I'm kind of going to go through that and add some additional points in case you haven't had an opportunity to look it over. But we have worked with 600 youth in Elkton since we started in 2008. And I just wanted to add that right now it's myself and one other part-time employee operating the panel. And we have a number of volunteers that we work with in each town in Cecil County. We had a program coordinator that was handling the Elkton program, Leslie Woods. So some of you may be familiar with Leslie. Unfortunately, we had to actually let her go this past year due to funding. We lost some of our funding, and it was a very difficult, decision that had to be made. She had been with us since 2008, and she was doing a really fine job. So we were happy with her, but it's just one of those things that sometimes hard decisions need to be made. So I am actually handling the program in every town in the county now, along with an educational assistant that we use we do a lot of interventions in classes, that sort of thing for the youth. So I just wanted to share that our recidivism rate, which is the rate at which youth reoffend, has been consistently 10% or less since we started doing it in Cecil County. And in Elkton, this past 18 months has been about 6%, which is really very good. In comparison to juvenile services, they reoffend at a rate of about 45% after 12 months. So this is the same population of youth that we would be working with. Does someone have a question? Okay. And I'll take questions at the end too, if anybody has any. So we're really very proud of that number, and we do work hard with each and every youth that we receive in the program. So they get a lot of personal attention. We offer a number of interventions. We do a lot of community service in the community. We offer a number of classes. We offer a life choices workshop, which is a 9-hour program, which we have a number of speakers come in, and we cover a number of topics, It's mainly for high school age youth. We talk about career choices, college. We talk about money management, sexual choices, and just time management, goal setting, that sort of thing. It's a really very, very positive workshop where we don't focus on any of the reasons maybe they got in trouble, but we talk about, you know, what their options are and, you know, where they would like to see themselves. We also offer a shoplifting abatement. We do a cigarette and e-cigarette intervention with Cecil County Public Schools. So they actually place this program into their disciplinary policy, where a second time offense with a vape or tobacco product, they could elect to do our class instead of having a one-day suspension. So we were having really good success with that, but COVID's kind of derailed some of our efforts with a lot of this, unfortunately. But we've been working hard to maintain some, you know, referrals for the programs that we're having youth to work with. We do community service all over the county. We have a number of partners in Elkton. We work with Elkton Parks and Rec. We work with the Arts Council. We work with Housing Authority. You know, and we have an Adopt a Highway over on Elkton Road by the Y. There's a whole strip of road that we pick up trash. So we try to keep the youth busy. We feel like if we can work with them early on and help them stay out of trouble, that's what we're trying to do. Our volunteers are second to none. We have a number of people that have been working with the panel for years. They act as mentor to the youth. We're actually going to be needing some more volunteers. So if anyone has any ideas on how we can recruit some volunteers for the program, we work with as much time or as little time as people have to give. So anybody that is willing to help out some youth that might need some guidance at this point in their life, we would be happy to have them. Like I mentioned, we have had some declining numbers in the past couple of years. There's been a couple of things going on, COVID being one of them. It hasn't helped the situation, certainly. But juvenile services had at one point in time, we had gotten probably 99% of our referrals that we received through them. They would actually screen each youth that they received, and they would divert them directly to our program. But they made some programs changes at the state level wherein, you know, they cannot do that anymore. So we've focused our efforts more on working with the individual police departments, with some retailers, with schools, as I mentioned, even with parents, so that we can capture as many of those youth that are eligible for the program and keep them out of the system and avoid having a record. So that's how we've been keeping ourselves busy these past several months. And I just wanted to share, you know, there's been some, you know, it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year for everyone, really. And just as a positive note, I just wanted to share that over the past 10 years, we have served, even with all these things going on that I just mentioned, we've served 100 youth per year in Cecil County. And we, like I said, our recidivism rate is really very, very good. I mean, we're really very proud of it. And in 2020 and 2021, it's been at 3%, which I'm sure a lot of that has to do with people maybe not getting out as much, but we're still, I feel like that's really good. And I hope you agree. We really do appreciate your support. The town has supported us financially for the last several years, and we do appreciate that. I did send a request to the town recently for $9,500. So hopefully the town will consider contributing that to the program. We do receive a lot of, you know, donations, and the town support is very critical to, you know, keeping the program going. So, and I don't know if Commissioner Semiano, I hope I'm not mangling that. I don't know if he's here today.
Everybody does.
Okay, so I know there's the fishing rodeo going on. Hi there, I see you there now. Okay. The fishing rodeo on the 22nd, we have a youth working at that. One of our youth panel kids is going to be helping out with that. So we're excited about that.
Outstanding. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
I said, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing it. That's a fantastic event. My kids had done the Hooked on Fishing program when they were younger, and they've done the police academy. And I just wanted to thank Chief Rogers because she's been really very critical in the success of the program. She is on our panel and has been on our panel for a couple of years now at minimum. I'm not even sure how long it's been, but she continues to help out with that, even with her duties as chief, which is fantastic. You know, we do appreciate the efforts of the police department to help get those kids to us. You know, and we appreciate working with you all. So thank you. If anyone has any questions or comments, certainly welcome them.
I have one question.
What's that?
You said that you would like to have some volunteers. Is there an email or a phone number that people may contact you?
Absolutely. Yes, they can contact me directly. And I could just tell you now, I guess it's 410-658-0229 is my number. And my email is drodenbaugh. It's ccgov.org.
What is it?
Drodenbaugh. My name's on the screen, hopefully. I can spell it.
.org. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, we just ask that our volunteers be 21 or older. We do a background screening and we do some training for our panelists. And then we hold our hearings lately. We've been doing most of them virtually, but we just recently started meeting again in person, and until the town is available to use, we've been meeting at the county building. So we would love to have anyone come out. We usually will have people observe a hearing just so they can kind of see what it is about and something they want to do. If they're interested in volunteering, excuse me, then we'll move on to the next step and do the background check and that sort of thing.
Dawn, I have a question. Louis George with the town. Do you meet with these people, the referrals, virtually or in person, or how often do you do that, or what format?
Lately it's been virtually. Like I said, just recently, just last week, actually, we had an in-person meeting with an Elkton youth, the same youth that I was mentioned earlier, that's going to be helping with the rodeo. And it depends on how comfortable the parents are. I hope to be getting into more in-person meetings. And I feel like, especially for our classes and things that we offer, I think it's just a little more effective if they're in person. But certainly we don't want to do anything that makes people feel uncomfortable, and we are prepared to still continue to do things virtually. But you know, as meeting spaces open up and as people are more willing and more comfortable to do it, we would like to do in person. You know, we hope that more referrals start trickling in soon. The school's been in now for a little while, and I know it's going to be out again soon, but you know, and we, as far as how frequently, we do it on an as needed basis. So at one point in time, we were having hearings once or twice a week, probably just for Elkton. But lately, obviously, it hasn't been that frequent. But it's as needed. And we do help out other agencies. We still actually do receive referrals from juvenile services for interventions that we provide, because they're not able to offer a lot. Just as consequences or as a tool for youth. So we do that, and we work with a couple of other agencies where we you know, work with them, work with the kids. Does anyone else have a question?
No, you actually answered my question. I was going to ask you about juvenile services because I missed it.
We are a partner of theirs, and they actually provide some funding for the program. However, like I said, up until a couple of years ago, we were pretty much an anomaly here in Cecil County with the Neighborhood Youth Panel. Our diversion program had been receiving referrals from them directly for quite some time, and they just made a policy change. Their numbers have been declining also. So I'm not sure 100% what's behind it, but you know, we need to kind of roll with the changes here, and we're trying to get as many kids as we can.
Thank you.
You're
Are
welcome.
there any more questions from board members
Okay.
or anyone else? Well, Dawn, thank you for appearing before us. You have come before us before in better times, and it's great to know that you're continuing to do a good job. And it's very appreciative to know that our chief has been working with you and still is. So again, we
Yes.
appreciate you. So you have a good afternoon, and please
You
stay on
too.
the
Thank
line
you.
and see what we do.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we will have the report coming from our town administrator, Lois George.
The two items, there's two proclamations. I'm not in the office now, but I think Joe Zarilla is online. The proclamations deal with voting safety and something else. Joe, are you there?
Yeah, I could take care of those right now.
Well, Lois, we have an agenda. You want Joe to go through in its entirety to give it to us at this time?
Well, the one thing I wanted to comment on was the American Red Cross lease amendment, 11th Amendment to the lease agreement, which I prepared, and it's before the board today. As the board well knows, we lease that property, 207 Blue Ball Avenue, to the American Red Cross. And the last amendment, the 10th Amendment, it whittled that lease space down to 300 square feet, essentially a long closet across the face of the building. That leaves about 3,000, a little more than that left over. The 11th Amendment eliminates their obligation to pay the utilities because essentially they don't occupy it anymore. They just store equipment there. And that, like I said, that 300 square foot closet. And Dan Handley and his team will probably end up using that building for different purposes that the Department of Public Works feels suitable. So I would ask the board to approve the 11th Amendment to the American Red Cross lease agreement that both eliminates their obligation to pay the utilities, and also it provides for joint occupancy. That means the town will occupy the larger part of that building now.
So big, I guess. So we need a
I need a motion and a second. And
okay, that's fine. We have a motion coming from Commissioner Potter. Is there a second?
I second.
We have a second from Commissioner Masciano. At this time, all in favor of this? Aye. And opposed? There's not. Motion is carried.
Thank you. And then Joe will go over the two, there's two things there for proclamations. And I think there's some money that they want for the rodeo and another activity. He can touch base on those.
It's all yours, Joe.
Okay, first proclamation we have is for Safe Boating Week. That'll be May 22nd to 28th. It's proclamation number 2-2021. It reads as, whereas many citizens enjoy recreational boating, including fishing, water skiing, waterfowl hunting, canoeing, and kayaking on the waters surrounding Elkton and Cecil County. And whereas responsible boaters understand the importance of wearing personal flotation devices and carrying additional devices on their vessels, and whereas safe boaters attend U.S. Coast Guard approved safe boating classes and assure their vessels have passed a U.S. Coast Guard auxiliary vessel safety check. And whereas the mayor and the commissioners of the town of Elkton recognize the voluntary efforts of the United States Coast Guard auxiliary Maryland flotillas in promoting safe boating education and practices through classroom instruction, vessel examination, and on-water patrols. Now, therefore, the mayor and commissioners of the town of Elkton do hereby proclaim May 22nd to the 28th, 2021 as Safe Boating Week.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Those been properly moved and second for the passing of this proclamation. All in favor with the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Next, please.
The next proclamation is Kids to Parks Day. That will be the 5th day of May. The proclamation number is, I'm sorry, that'll be the 15th of May. The proclamation number is 3/2020. reads as follows. Whereas the National Park Trust, a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving parks today and creating park stewards for tomorrow, has designated May 15th, 2021 as the 11th annual National Kids to Parks Day. And whereas National Kids to Parks Day empowers and encourages children and their families to get outdoors and to visit parks and open spaces, broadening their appreciation of nature's beauty and diversity. And whereas it's important to introduce children to our national and local parks and to encourage their exploration of these natural wonders by providing a pathway to lead more active lifestyles, reducing childhood obesity, and many other conditions that often accompany an inactive lifestyle. And whereas National Kids to Parks Day is an invitation to both children and adults to participate on this special day, opening a horizon full of interesting things to see, to experience, and to capture the imagination. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Commissioners of the Town of Elkton do hereby proclamate May 15th, 2021 as Kids to Parks Day.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion for the proclamation read 2020 Kids to Park Day?
So I'll second.
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor, use the sign of aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Okay, we have a request for a contribution for the Elkton Annual Fishing Rodeo for up to $2,000 to purchase rods and tackle.
Before we make a motion for that, Rob, did you want to explain that?
Yes,
We talked yesterday about the fishing rods and where you want to put them and what happened.
Well, we were discussing possibly storing everything somewhere in the armory during the year. A location will be found, that's for sure. Any and all funds are going to be run through the Elkton Alliance, and they will set up a separate account just for the fishing rodeo. Anything that's left over will roll over toward next year, as I anticipate this becoming a great yearly event for children. There are rods and tackle that still need to be purchased, along with coolers, buckets for the volunteers to wash their hands after handling bait and fish, rags, miscellaneous stuff. I'm sure we can use it, and if we don't use it, we'll use it next year.
And also we invite Earl Potter to come down and help the kids with putting the worms on. Is there a motion?
I would like to make a motion that we contribute $2,000 to start this program for the town of Elkton.
Second. The motion has been made and second. All those in favor, use the sign of aye.
Aye.
Aye, has it, motion is carried.
And Commissioner Mastriano abstains from this vote.
Okay, thanks. You have a reason behind it?
I was,
It's not a personal gain of yours.
right. I was counseled to abstain.
Okay, no problem. So you saw our lawyer? Someone, okay, no problem. We'll move on to that. The second is the Juneteenth event.
Yeah, we have a request for a contribution for the Juneteenth celebration events, also up to $2,000 for event-related purchases.
For information, I believe Rob met with some of the people on the committee, and I think he mentioned to them that our expenses, their expenses would be paid up to a certain amount, and obviously it's the $2,000 that's before you. Is there a motion? Make motion. Second.
Second.
All in favor, use the sign of aye.
Aye.
Aye has it, motion is carried.
That's the end of the town administrator's report.
Okay, in the absence of the mayor, he did not leave a report. I guess he felt as though the town was being capable hands of the four of us. And so I'll give my spiel first. First of all, I sent a letter to Mr. Lemon. I have not seen him. I mentioned that to Gene on yesterday. We have not heard from him. Don't know if he's sick, but he's one of our stewards when it comes to our meetings and our workshop, and certainly it'd be nice to know where he is. Does anybody know, other than the fact I sent him an email?
Have you heard back?
I have not heard back, and I sent that on Sunday. Okay, my second statement is the fact that we did have the ribbon cutting on yesterday at Southfield. That went fine. All of us were in participation, the mayor and the 4 commissioners. And lastly, we met with the St. Fire officials, and they gave a nice synopsis of what they do. And also, they will be sending some information to Joe Zarillo, and he in turn will submit that information for us, particularly if you weren't there at the meeting. And with that being said, I'll pass on to Rob Mastriano, Commissioner.
Don't have much to report except for that the fishing rodeo is going well. We have many volunteers have stepped forward already, along with several sponsors. Chick-fil-A will be supplying sandwiches. Public Works is bringing a grill, and Mayor Alt will be manning that grill until at least noon. We have Crave Eatery has donated about 300 bottles of water. Sarge's Bait and Tackle is donating bait and hooks. There's a few other individuals that have donated money as well, and I'm grateful to everybody.
Thank you. And as I mentioned yesterday, let me be a little humorous. I said that I would help kids put the worms on the line. So you have a position for Louis George and Commissioner O'Brien.
Absolutely. I don't know what, I can't see Earl baiting the hook with those hands.
I was probably gonna
We
learn.
can get him to do something.
I'm gonna probably do it with the kids.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Bruno.
No, the one thing that I wanted to bring to the board, I wasn't 100% sure, but I believe Mr. Giblin passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were talking about him for the fishing rodeo. I think he passed away April 28th. I don't know much more about that, but
Sorry, dude.
yeah.
Sorry.
that was-
I'm sorry to hear that as well.
I know, he was part of our meetings, you know, for a long time. So, yeah, I'm sorry to have to report that. I have nothing personal to report today.
Commissioner Hyman.
I have nothing to report, but I'll follow up on the Hogan date, whatever, with the fish. I'll be there because I need to learn that stuff, you know. Given, since you said, yeah.
Michelle, will you look up on the screen and see if there's anybody up there that has tuned into our meeting that we may address, that they may want to bring forth some comments? I can't see the screen that well.
It is difficult to see from there. So I've asked Pat to unmute herself. And I have a telephone caller to see the phone number is coming up, and I'm asking them to unmute themselves as well.
Oh, we have Pat, and we have a phone number that's coming up. Pat, it's good that you're at our meeting. We appreciate your attendance as you have been. Is there anything that you would like to address?
No, I'm good. I just want to tell everybody I'm on vacation. I've got to see my grandchildren for the first time in 18 months.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Where are you, in Florida?
North Carolina,
Oh,
Wake
that's
Forest.
good. That's great. Be safe while you're there.
I will.
And we had someone else, Michelle.
And I've asked them to unmute themselves, and they are not. This may be a gentleman from Cecil Lake, but I don't know that.
Okay, we have another on the line. Would you like to unmute yourself and address us if need be?
This is a phone number of 332.
That being asked and that being said, we will terminate the meeting as of right now, and it is 12:32. Everybody have a nice day.